Alright, so here are my thoughts on Mr. Rossi Looks for Happiness. So, this is another movie by Bruno Bazzetto, and it features his, I guess, most famous character, Mr. Rossi, who I guess is to Bruno Bazzetto that Mickey Mouse is to Walt Disney. Yeah, so I guess he's kind of like an everyman, and yeah, I don't know much about the character. I mean, here, let me take a look at his Wikipedia page. Let's see. In Italy, Rossi is the most common surname, suggesting to the Italian spectator that Mr. Rossi stands for the average Italian man and that he could be anyone. So, yeah, he's an everyman. And, yeah, the plot of the movie is he's, spending every day working this dead end job for this, mean boss. And, he becomes so miserable, and, he wishes he could be happier, and then this fairy godmother comes along, and she grants him this magic whistle that he can blow to go to different time periods and, I guess, dimensions. Well, most of them are historical periods. It's all the periods you would expect in these kinds of cartoons, Stone Age with, I guess they were dinosaurs. They were kind of hard to, I guess for the most part they just seemed like monsters, but, he also went to ancient Rome, he went to the Middle Ages, he went to this island during like the 1700s, pirate era, and his boss's ancestors, I guess, are in like almost all of these time periods as like these villain characters or something. Like, for instance, he's a pirate in the on the island and stuff, but he also goes to like this fairy tale world, so that's like that's slightly different. And then he goes to ancient Egypt, he goes to the Old West, and then finally he goes to the future. And then finally at the end, like between every couple, between every couple trip, I guess, like he might go to like 2 time periods, and then he returns home to his his present time, and he like goes to sleep, and he goes back to work the next day, and then he's still miserable, and then the fairy godmother comes back, and then he goes to like 2 more time periods or dimensions, whatever. But yeah, let's see. But is there much to say about? I guess the message isn't too bad. It's at the end he learns to appreciate what he can do for himself in the present, and that's a good moral and everything. But there's not much to like the comedy and stuff. Maybe I'm just spoiled after watching 12 Tasks of Asterix last night, but or the night before recording this review. But there wasn't really much to the comedy, and there wasn't much to the characters. Oh yeah, along the way, so his boss's dog kind of ends up getting mixed up in it, and he starts tagging along on all of his little adventures, and yeah, along the way, the fairy godmother at one point grants him the ability to speak, and then he spends the rest of the movie talking. So yeah, talking dog. Um, but yeah, there's not much that's very interesting to these characters, and maybe that's the point with Mr. Rossi, at least, since he's supposed to be an everyman. Um, but I don't know. I just don't think there's much to, they don't do much with the premise of this guy traveling to all these time periods. He just kind of, you know, uh, goes to this time period, he reacts to it, and then he kind of reacts to this situation he finds himself in. He's in danger plenty of times, and yeah, a major point of the movie is that going back to all these time periods is not making his life better because it just puts him in further danger. But yeah, otherwise, like, his reactions to the situations he's in, I don't find really that interesting. Um, and yeah, there's just not very much to it in my opinion, and it's kind of a shame because I've been quite the fan of Bozzetto's other movies so far, but yeah, this one just didn't do very much for me. Um, let's see. Um, and at the end, he ends up giving his boss the whistle, and his boss starts blowing on it and goes to all the time periods he was in and finds himself in all the bad situations. And I kind of feel like that has some conflicting messages with the moral at the end, or just finding happiness in the present, but yeah, send your bad boss to go back in time and get tortured. I don't know, there's a weird message. Or yeah, there's some weird implications I got from that, but yeah. Um, I don't know. Otherwise, the movie's kind of harmless. Or yeah, it's generally harmless. Um, but yeah, there's hardly anything to it, in my opinion. Um, the voice. Okay, so again, I watched an English dub. I think it got dubbed to English twice. But yeah, the version I watched on YouTube was an English dub, and most of the voice actors didn't sound all that. Or I didn't get much out of most of the voice actors, but I think one of the voice actors might have been Paul Frees. Like, I think he might have voiced like the boss and some various other characters. That's who it sounded like, at least. And because I can't find who did any of the English dubs, just the original Italian dub. But yeah, if that was Paul Frees, then yeah, he was definitely the best part of it, I would say. Um, the other voices didn't do much for me, or at least none that I can name. Um, I don't know, some of them might have been okay. I guess the guy who voiced, Mr. Rossi sounded fine, but or there might have been, a character to him, but I also felt he was kind of bland or something. I don't know. It's I'm very mixed on this. I definitely wouldn't say I hate it. It's fine. Yeah, it's just very middle of the road in my opinion. So yeah, my rating for this movie would probably be somewhere between a 5 and a 6. Like, I guess there might have been a couple enjoyable elements to it that might push it to a 6. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I was kind of bored by it, but I don't know. Um, let's see. So yeah, if you're interested, or if you're curious, or if you're a fan of Mr. Rossi, or and get like more out of, or you have more of an understanding with like the legacy of the character, then maybe you'll enjoy this. But yeah, otherwise I probably wouldn't recommend it. It's I mean, yeah, you can watch it if you want. It's harmless. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I don't have much to say. But yeah, you can decide for yourself if you really feel like it. I'm fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with watching the movie. It's just very middle of the road. Um, so yeah, if there's anything else I feel I need to add, I'll put it in the comments. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. Mash it and smash it signing off.